Okay, so I've been thinking about one thing lately, and is the fact that faith is so important in one's life. So basically, let me tell you some things that happened in my life lately that literally showed me that God is always with me and He will always give me a sign whenever I need it, whenever I ask Him. So, first of all, basically, my last exam, phonetics, which was a really hard exam, on the first time I actually failed it. Yeah, it happens anyways. And then the second time, like in the recit session, the night before the exam, I was like studying, I was revising the information, I was getting ready for the exam, and like I had a text that I had to transcribe in IPA symbols, and then 10 statements where I had to like say if it's true or false. I had to give arguments. So I was like revising past exams and I was like looking through the sentences and what may possibly be on tomorrow's exam. And I was like really tired, and I just wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to take a shower and I was like really sick of it. I was sick of studying every day. Like I felt like I was starting to go crazy. So basically, I was just on my way to the shower, and then I was like, let me see another statement. Let me revise just another one real quick. And it was about hiatus. And I'm not sure if I pronounce it right. If I don't, please write it in the comments because I'm really not sure if it's hiatus. But I think it's like that. I'm not sure. But anyways, you got my point. The next day, that statement, something about hiatus in the words, was in my exam. And I remember that the nights before my exam, I was literally praying before going to sleep. And I was like, God, please help me pass this exam because I can't do this anymore. I'm so sick and tired of failing, of being frustrated, of being scared, whether I'm gonna pass my exams or not. I was like out of my powers. And the next day, I had a statement that was really similar. So I had to state whether in that word I had a hiatus or not. And I actually revised that statement the night before and I wrote the correct argument, and I got that point, which saved me and let me pass the exam. So that is crazy. I don't know, it might sound a bit crazy to you, I don't care, but for me, I just know that the Holy Spirit was here with me. And when I got that thought, let me just revise another statement real quick, and then I'm gonna go to the shower. That statement saved me. And I am really grateful. I was so happy when I found out that I passed that exam because the next day was my birthday. And now I had like double happiness. And it was just, I was really happy. Another example was when God helped me realize whether my past relationship was worth it or not. So basically, let me tell you because it is really interesting. So my last relationship was like 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. But in the end, I was getting really tired and really exhausted because of the fact that I was disrespected, manipulated, I was love bombed at the beginning of the relationship. And I had these doubts, but I kept ignoring them. And the night before my relationship was gonna end, I asked God to give me a sign to make me understand whether this relationship is worth it or not. And I literally got a sign from Him, which is pure craziness because let me tell you. So basically, that day, my ex-boyfriend didn't reply to my messages almost all day, and he only replied at like 8 a.m. or something like that. And I was like really confused, like, why would you answer my messages just now? What did you do all day? Like, didn't you have 5 minutes to answer my texts? And okay, it's in the past. But later I called him and I wanted to discuss this because I really wasn't okay with it. He didn't really want to talk about it and I didn't really understand why. He told me that he was busy, he had to go to the store or whatever, and I was completely shocked because it's like I didn't recognize him anymore, Then after we hung up, I literally started crying and I couldn't stop, and only I can remember how bad it hurt that night. And I literally couldn't fall asleep. Whatever I did, I couldn't fall asleep. So the first thing that I did, I started to pray. I opened my book, I started praying, and only after praying, I was able to fall asleep. And that was my final sign that actually made me understand that it's time to end this. This is not serving me anymore. I'm just wasting my mental health, and it was really not okay. So the next days, he started to call me, he started to text me, but now I was the one who didn't have time. So basically, I stopped investing my time in a relationship that didn't serve me anymore. It was a relationship where I had continuous disrespect, continuous manipulation. I was always feeling like it was my fault, like I'm always starting the fights, like I'm too emotional, and all that shit that shitty partners tell you only because they can't take responsibility. But this is not the subject today. I'm just telling you, you have to stop investing your time and energy in relationships that do not serve you anymore. And this is really important because it's your mental health, it's your physical health, and this is something very serious. You should not joke about it. You should definitely not joke about it because your life is at stake. So basically, I came to the conclusion that I have to stop letting people disrespect me. I have to stop letting people manipulate me. I have to stop letting people love bomb me at the beginning of a relationship, because this is a very common thing, okay? This is a really common thing in relationships. When you are getting in a relationship with a manipulator, because this is the tactic. They love bomb you at the beginning, only that after they get you emotionally dependent. So this is a really big thing that is actually happening in most of the relationships, and I don't want to generalize this because there are actually relationships that are healthy, that have boundaries, where both partners have self-respect, so I don't want to generalize things. And also, start talking back to people, okay? So whenever they start disrespecting you, or they call you names, or whatever, it doesn't matter, start talking back. And this is a conclusion from my past relationships, from my past friendships. I also had a friendship where I was best friends with this girl. And I remember that she kept disrespecting me a lot when I was younger, because this friendship was years ago. She kept making fun of me that I was skinny and I didn't have any shape, which is really stupid to say. She made fun of my father. So there were a lot of disrespectful things in this friendship. And after years and years, we ended the friendship. I still think she's watching my story. So what I'm trying to say is, do not let people disrespect you. Do not let them step on your head. You are not a punching bag, okay? You are not a punching bag for them. So talk back whenever you have to and respect yourself, because if you don't, then other people won't either.